All right, welcome back to Live Talk. I know we coming up on time, and we want to get a little bit into current news today. Ask you brothers, are you ready for a shutdown? y'all know what's been going on in the news, right? They say the government is in debt; they got to pay their bills, and if they don't pay their bills, we're looking at a catastrophic shutdown, which can affect us financially all over the market if you're invested in anything. So right now, when you think about that, what are some of your feelings? I know you're kind of looking in the news today, based on what you may already have set up. What are some of the things that you are doing that you feel like is beneficial right now, and that maybe can help somebody that's listening in right now to
the best thing I would say you should be doing and could be doing is paying attention.
Right.
And not just paying attention to just what they say on one mainstream media outlet, but go way out the totality of the temperature of the world. War equals money. War equals takeover. So when you got war mixed with bad financial markets, mixed with the government shutdown, you got a big melting pot for it. We don't know what to do. So the only thing that I do is after I take in all that information is I make sure I tell the Most High, listen, I'm depending on you. I don't care if the government shut down. I don't care who the president is. I don't care about none of that because I believe that right now this is all part of the judgment of Mystery Babylon. I believe this has to happen. I don't want my people. If you know the Most High, like I know the Most High, you shouldn't be fearful right now. You shouldn't be afraid because it don't apply to you. He's gonna give you your daily bread. He's gonna give you your manna. You just gotta believe that, and it might come at a time or a way that you didn't expect it. That's him. So don't panic. If they say the government shut down, nobody get jobs, you're going to see people start running to getting toilet paper and water and over necessities because that's a scarce mentality. I'm a child of the Most High God. So no matter if this government shut down, as long as his government don't shut down, I'm going to be fine, even in this land of Mystery Babylon.
When you think about that, great point. But the Most High also give us wisdom. So when we think about that, brother,
that's the point I love talking. It's a lot of people fear the end, and I'm not an apocalyptic. I believe in the scriptures totally, but I'm not a fearmonger. When the wicked world ends, I look forward to a righteous world beginning, and that's us instituting that. But wisdom is we have to look back at Joseph if we want to be spiritual. Look back into the time of Joseph. When we know that famine is coming, we want to put our faith in the Most High, but we do want to prepare. And especially as Black men, we should be preparing all the time, meaning, and we didn't do our disclaimer.
We sure did. All right. Let's go back real fast. We want to make sure. We want to make sure that we do this. Now, Live Talk is brought to you by TBS Goodwill and Builders of the Highway Foundation. We ask that you verify or contact your personal or business consultant about any information that we share on this show. Laws are different from state to state, and local laws change all the time. Do not lean solely on the information that you hear on this show. However, there are professionals on this show that you can consult with, but through the right channels.
That being said,
yes, sir.
If you're doing stocks, bonds, anything that's tradable, wisdom tells you, don't put anything out there that you can't afford to lose. So if you put it out there, I'm gonna go old school. Do it as if you shooting crap, you throwing dice. You know you gonna lose. You can walk in there and lose everything on that table.
Right.
So if you're in that mindset, you're not gonna be a person that's going to jump it out of the window because the stock market falls.
Right.
But wisdom also tells us that if it do fall, we need to be prepared, because if it falls, all that means when everything drops, that means it's cheaper. That's the time to buy it because it's cheaper. Because history shows that whenever it goes down, it's going to come back up. But I would recommend to everybody and my brother, we've had classes that talked about it with financial education. You always have to you need to have some savings, and you need to have a little nest egg. Right. Meaning when you're working, most ministers, most preachers teach you to pay tithes. And if you believe in paying tithes, I think you should continue to pay your tithes. But what they don't teach you about paying tithes, you're supposed to pay tithes, you're also supposed to pay yourself.
Yes, sir.
So you need to be putting some money aside for you. Not like the tax man, he get his off the top. If you pay everybody accept yourself, then that's a slave.
Yeah.
So that means part of the money that you earn, you need to be putting some of that aside. And then wisdom tell you you need to be investing your money so your money will work for you. Your dollars should be making you dollars. But looking at that thing, and if it's going to drop, it's always wise. You need to have some cash. Think about it during a hurricane. If the power goes out, you can't go to the ATM machine.
Right.
You can't go to the bank.
Right.
So if the market fall, it's real. It's not a conspiracy. If the truck can't get to town, they bring the banks don't have that much cash in them. People.
Right.
So if everybody go pull, we already pull all our cash out the bank. Next they go say, we don't have no money until they get some more money.
Right.
So it's wise to have some cash put aside. You need to have some gold and some silver put aside. So irregardless of what happens, now when you get in tune with the Most High, they can do whatever they do, but you do need to be prepared, because if that happens, and I think they're gonna go up to the last minute.
Yeah,
Like
they probably gonna extend it.
Misunderstood.
But
You said collapse. Collapse mean ain't no bank, ain't no going in there swiping, ain't no stock. Collapse
But see, this the part of what he talking about wisdom. See, wisdom means I need to go right now. I ain't gonna wait till it shut down.
Exactly.
that's what I'm talking about as far as wisdom.
Because if the bank closed, what you gonna do?
Right. Now I'm gonna ask you, are any of us exempt from that? So I'm gonna give all of us a little intake on this here.
Are we exempt from what part of it?
The government falling and us feeling some of that.
If they don't pass that debt ceiling and they can't pay their bills.
I mean, it's, we've been here. This ain't this. I mean, for the most of us, we 50 plus. That young brother, yeah, he probably
is young these days.
40, yeah. So that's our youngest brother. Our youngest brother in the room. So I mean,
I ain't make 50 yet.
Yeah, you ain't quite there yet.
But next year, I'm getting y'all prepared now. Next year,
I just went ahead and rounded you all into the numbers, brother. So you that close.
Yes, sir.
But I don't believe it's like Solomon said, ain't nothing new under the sun. I don't think it's gonna be anything that we haven't seen, experienced, heard of. Like these brothers been touching on. I mean, everybody, all of us, bringing truth to the table. There's nothing to panic about, because at the end of the day, what can you do about it? If it's going to affect you, it's going to affect you. If you got little to work with, then probably it's not going to affect you much. If you got a little something to work with, then you got a little something to put in, a little something to put there, and like you said, you got a little something in savings, and you might can last a little longer than somebody else that don't have that. But if you got a lot, you panicking because you coveting that those things you have.
Reserve
You try, yeah,
Man with the least with the shortest amount of time.
Boom, I'm ready.
That's what happened during the pandemic. During the pandemic, the Black community in the inner cities,
Yeah.
it wasn't a pandemic to them. This was normal
This is
life.
just like
The pandemic was for the middle class
Exactly.
people who wasn't used to feeling it. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
no, you ain't, bro.
When your refrigerator empty, okay, if your refrigerator used to be
When
empty,
he said, and I'm already looking. We know that if they can, they're gonna save themselves, because if they shut the government down, it hurts them. Y'all paid by the federal government. But at the end of the day, if that shuts down, then every industry who is standing up on the shoulders of that government, because that's the only thing backing that dollar, is the confidence in the United States. So if they allow that confidence to be shaken any more than it's shaken, then that's when we hit what I said. Well, you just might well sit here and wait on the Most High.
Right.
Well, that's when they involve us. As you know, history has told itself when they're in debt, they go to the citizens and say how much you got. So they looking into our 401ks, they looking into everything that we got invested in and say, how can we get some of this money out of here to pay our debts? Because the treasury market is the backbone of the financial system, pretty much over half of the world, probably the whole world. When you think about it. So when you think about it, yes, that's going to affect us here. It's going to affect the world, though, when that happens. And then the thought process behind that is, are we willing to allow that to happen? Are we willing to give more money to them in order for them to pay their debts? Because you got about 5 major countries that we are indebted to: Japan, China, and about 3 other European countries that we are indebted to. And then you got multiple other investors that may not be named that I can probably do the research on, but
being that you in the financial,
you know, we're dealing with somebody. They'll go to war before they lose.
there you go.
but so dealing with
That's actually debt so.
if everybody right now understands that America owes China, Japan, you watching Japan getting in bed with Iran and Iraq and Russia, is it up for, is the gig up? Is the jig up right now? Are we even in control enough to be able to come to some sort of negotiations? Because at the point where I done milked you for all you got, you done been comfortable for so long, you don't even want to pay. I heard a man arguing last night from Louisiana, last name Mr. Kennedy. Well, why is we even arguing about it? Just raise up. We're not giving back no more of our spending. You comfortable, spoiled to the degree where them International Monetary Fund people, they don't need you as much as you think they do.
That's right.
And that scares me because even us, this brother's answer was perfect for, it was perfect for if the jig ain't up. Yeah, you need to diversify. You need to have some gold. You need to have some silver. You need to have a little bit of cash. You need to have a little stock. Perfect answer. Unless they, like Hitler did when it was his time to be up, he threw leaflets out telling the people we about to win. 2 days later, they on Normandy because they was putting propaganda to keep us looking this way. But if it's up for them, that's where that question comes in the community, where that's why we need to have physical places. Now we talked about this where we can go meet at the Boys and Girls Club. All y'all come here. Now we need the semi truck bought over here. Those are the questions that
becomes a commodity.
Yeah.
Then go back to that last one.
Commodity.
That border, look at that border. You saying the border where they was picking up 10,000 people a day. You bringing them over, you taking them, you giving them a place to stay. You bringing in your new skilled laborers because you no longer need the ones that you feel like is going to turn on you. It's not a question about whether both sides are involved in that. You get them here, you give them a 675 credit score. They got a house within a year. They got a brand new F-150, and they say, we're not paying undocumented workers. Yes, you are paying them very
good.
So there becomes, do we even have the chance to, what you said in the beginning, go back to trades? We don't need y'all to go to trades now. We told y'all to go to trade school a long time ago. You got a felon. We don't want you here. You got this. We don't want you here. You ain't got transportation. We don't want you here. They coming in one truck, 10 deep, getting it done before the sun go down. So we need to have exigency and circumstances saying we need to be focused. What if they not in control no more? We still depending on their system.
That's right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because if their system collapsed,
then
we already in trouble.
Exactly.
We're already in trouble.
Right.
So that's the push the envelope to say, yeah, you can have, because most of us don't have what that brother talked about. I don't got no 401k. I don't got no silver, no gold. I got some money in the bank, but all they got to do is cut my ATM off. That's all they got to do, and I can't feed my family.
So that question to us, then of us exempt, we're not.
No.
So the point becomes how much of what we have. I mean, we know a part of that's going to be gone, if we're not exempt from it. So that the thought process, even beyond that, is then what do we do? We talked about what you mentioned was good. The only thing is we need to be having a property. We need to have that ownership, that land, that property that we can go to and that we can have the food and anything that we need as far as that,
safety and security.
Right. Because if they take the cash, which cash don't really mean much right now anyway, but if they take it, okay, boom, it's gone. We do have, we can, of course, the real money, silver and gold, but the true commodity, what you spoke about, is food. Because now if I do have the food,
I'm the man.
Joseph, I'm the man.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You got some silver and gold. Maybe I take it. Maybe I take all of that. How about that? Right. Because see, you need to.
I want to eat.
You're right. And question to that, not owning it. So say it happened in 3 days. We do own so much land in so many places. It just the preacher got the path. He got the keys to it. He got the deed to it in his name. But we done paid tithes in all these churches. Hey, my man, we moving in. All of us. Who you talking about? This whole neighborhood. We live here now. And we got a kitchen. We got a bath. That's how we gonna have to think like that. That's not no longer. It's not the property of Third Baptist Church, Little Hill on the Rock. No. That's in this community because it's about 59 of them in every Black community. Those are the bases.
Right.
Not for no commandos time, but this is where we need to have coordinated bringing food delivery. Because if y'all gonna feed anybody, y'all gonna feed us too.
Right.
And it got to be a mentality for the, because we forgot how I feel to be at that bottom rung. You don't remember no more. And it ain't bad that we don't. Congratulations to all of us for not remembering that, but you do remember that. And those are a lot more of those people than it is of us. So we already figured out how to run on this second tier. we had to make sure we willing to go back and say, hey, us second tier guys, what we call might be lower middle class or middle class, we ain't forgot about y'all. This is how you function. This is why we need somebody. That's why we needed Moses to go out there and give them the 10, to give them the laws, to give them dietary laws, and tell them they didn't know, and they don't know. We're watching it, so it's going to be up a time for us where your voice become way bigger than what it is now because they don't know.
My main concern in all of that, brother, and pretty much everything that's being said, it is not the money and so much of what you're going to do with the money. Definitely the food is not about the land, because these are things really we only got a we got a very small, even if I have properties that I own, just nothing but land. But at the end of the day, like you said, if things collapse, I'm one man in my family, and I might can get my brother and a few people to, hey, come over here. But bro, what that's going to do to a military organization that said, what? What? We ain't got no documents. That stuff burnt up or gone. We want this spot right here. But I'm going to have to die right now, brother. So at the end of the day, all that stuff really is minute. They can take what they want to take, to be honest. And they don't have to, who they going to have to answer to? Besides God.
That's it.
That's it. So my main thing is, in a situation like this, when we're talking about organized, when we're talking about, trying to put things in position for us to do the best we can in our community, for ourselves, is we don't have our young people on our side. Are we going to have their ear? Because we don't got their ear now. So when they panic set in, they coming to get you. They coming to get you. They ain't, you talking about organized, they like, nigga, I'm ready to eat. Right now, you got something in the house, geared up. They ain't finna say, wait, brother, I got enough to feed all of us for a couple of weeks if you just let me. He want it right now. So that's my main.
And so there lies with the whole, what I seen when I seen MOP. When I look at my organization Before You Fall, Big Homies of America, that's what I see. If we don't connect with them, so right now they're a warrior class, but they're fighting themselves.
Right.
If we can ever get them to realize just who you are, brother. Little brother, do you know who you are? And it's hard to say that, but when panic hit in, they need a voice of reason that they already was hearing in the wilderness before, because at the fourth quarter, they're not going to want to hear you. Oh, you know me now. No. I knew y'all then.
Exactly.
But now that y'all don't have a direction and the panic is setting in, I want to be the voice of reason. I want to be the voice of that generation to say, no, brother, don't go down there and tear up nothing.
Like you said, we need to be that voice.
No more. Let's not march again about nothing.
Need to be that voice now. Because like you said, in every organization, be it military, church, or whatever, like you said, you 44, 45, this brother close. We're up in that age where now we can get out there. It's a country song that say, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
That's right.
So if you get that, in other words, you say, I got one good fight.
Yes.
So I mean, we not no pushovers. You know what I'm saying? If we got to, man up and do a little something, we'll hold our own for a few. You know what I'm saying? But them brothers, you know what I'm saying? We at that phase of our lives where we gonna be the organizers,
right,
and the ministers.
Right.
Every organization need that. You need soldiers, which in brothers, y'all the soldiers right now. I used to be a soldier, but at my time, this didn't happen. So this happening at your time. So if it go down bad, we need that soldier mentality. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We got that part. That's value.
That's the work.
Yeah, that's the work. That's the work.
And see,
and the key is get rid of the fear, because it's no matter what we do, we all have to. No matter what happens on this planet, that sun is going to rise tomorrow. So no matter what we dealing with a people who dropped a nuclear bomb on another country.
That haven't forgotten.
Because they didn't fight you with no nuclear. They just fought you with a conventional weapon.
Right.
And you decided to drop a nuclear bomb. So it's like, if that happens, only thing you can do is understand that the earth is made to be inhabited. The sun is going to rise tomorrow.
Right.
So fear, there's no need in being fearful. Like the media can hype you up to get afraid, and you can go buy all these guns, and I don't care how many guns you get, how many bullets you got. You don't have as many guns as we have as the military.
Well, I will say this, and it's going back to trusting in the Most High. Now, we have to be prepared. David had a slingshot. when he fought Goliath, right?
No.
And at the end of the day, if the Most High is with us, we're gonna be
We're
fine.
gonna win.
We're gonna win.
Actually, watch our governor. Your governor signed over a law on July 1st, man. Everybody be able to carry weapons without this concealed weapons.
You know what though? And then that
What's
might
the-
be
what's the
something
views on that?
we're gonna get back to that.
That's the conversation.
Because that's the conversation we're gonna need to start. And
We had
I-
a brief conversation. We had different point of views. Me and you did.
Yeah,
We
and
did.
the great thing about it, yeah. So that will be a conversation we have. We at that time, if by any means anyone that's out there want to chime in just on the conversation we just not have, by all means we can. You have to do is unmute yourself and hit *6. If not, we're gonna get to the point where we begin to close out, and in fact, that's what we're gonna get to when we get to the point of closing out right now. Thank you again for tuning into Live Talk. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Live Talk Orlando. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You want to join the show? Email us at livetalkorl@gmail.com. You can also visit our website at www.livetalkorl.com. You can also follow the host on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Author Jeremiah. Make sure to visit the website JeremiahIsrael.com and pick up your copy of The Spiritual Significance of a Name. All right, brothers, we're going to get ready to sign off. We're going to start from our far left, maybe you're right on that end. With you, Brother Shane.
I'd just like to say, man, I appreciate it and I enjoyed the conversation today. If anybody out there wants to hear more of my controversial, fast talking, follow me at my real name, Shane Shepherd. I'm on social media on Facebook, Instagram. We have a thing called Black Father Figures. We're gonna start doing that. I'm gonna try to introduce these brothers to it, but just continue to learn. If it's not for me, find you a dedicated person that you can listen to what they have to say on a daily basis and just find a place to eat, man. There's so many people on social media, on the YouTube that I've went and found. Pastor Geno Jennings is a guy that if you're a Christian, I recommend you highly. If you a Hebrew, if you whatever you are, I recommend if you want that Bible teaching, that's a guy that I will follow more so than your local rapper or your local influencer or your Beyoncé's. We got to start following people consciously, not be an unconscious follower. So that would be my sign out. Be a conscious follower like I am, please.
All right, I'd like to thank the brothers for inviting me in today. I enjoyed my time with you and the guests. I'd like to close by just letting everybody know, audience-wise, before my spiritual dad left this earth, that I did have a conversation with him in the hospital. He wasn't dying or sick at that time like that. But if anything hanging out there, anything hanging around in your life, I missed that first opportunity, but I wasn't going to miss the second opportunity. So I did have an opportunity to talk with my spiritual dad, kissed him on his forehead. Even though he wasn't an emotional man, the tears ran down his face. So I understood that he accepted that and understood what I said to him, how I appreciated him. And yeah, man, just if your family member, your dad, your mother, whoever it is, if it's some loose ends, just do the best on your part to get that right before one of y'all leave here. And, you know, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, well, I'll just go. And that's a wonderful. It's great that happened. And I'm just sharing that same vein that definitely make the best of what you have, because tomorrow is not promised to us, but we should live every day to make it the best as if we don't know tomorrow is coming. That way we don't have to look back and possibly miss out on the wonderful opportunities that we do have with people, our family members and our friends around us.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, brother, for coming on and sharing with us and sharing with the listening audience the information. I pray that someone was able to at least receive it, and hopefully that's something that can change whatever they may be going through right now. You know, they may be dealing with that at the age you was at 21 and being 21. Hopefully they can be able to make that change. I'm always thankful for my listening audience for tuning in We thank you for always chiming in, tuning in, supporting the show. And then to my co-hosts, thank you, brothers, for always bringing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. As the host of the show and one of the authors on this program, I want to leave you with this here. And this comes from one of my favorite authors, Shane Shepherd. All right, so and it says, if you view yourself in a negative light, you must change that right now. Self-image is everything because you must know that you are special in your own right, no matter what. And I appreciate that, brother. That's always good wisdom and knowledge to share with the family. As the host, I like to say peace and prosperity. And as Live Talk, we are out.